Merry meet and welcome to Lex Dragon Queen Magic. I'm Taylor and today is our Divine Masculine reading. And today, or this week rather, we're going to be focusing on love readings. So whether you're here to tune into a twin flame connection or to balance out the own energies within yourself, there definitely is going to be a message for you here today. With that, let's go ahead and get started. So first we do have Beast, I Revere My Body. And you may want to pause and screenshot in order to further embody and engage with this energy. Ultimately, what we're seeing come through is the fact that you do have a very much wild part of you. This has been a message that has been coming out for the last few weeks, that there is this need to tune into a more natural, wild side and to understand more about our basic instincts. So no matter how evolved as humans we are, how much we interact with that intelligent side of us, understanding our instincts is actually going to help us better understand our intuition, because I personally believe when you start understanding your instincts and understanding exactly what those are and how you as a human try to sustain those, you then use your intelligence in order to make sure that those instincts don't get so desperate or drastic. Well, then if you start to trust in something more, you know what your instincts are, you can start to intuit exactly what you need and exactly how you can further support yourself and become essentially more efficient at living your life. So this is a call to further engage with that energy. If you haven't been stepping out into nature, this is telling you that you need to do that so that you can truly understand that. This is asking you to take pause and watch the world around you and how people interact, but also how animals interact, and maybe watch a nature documentary and understand a little bit more about how there are social dynamics outside of humans and how there are social dynamics within animal cultures as well. And so that really is a big message coming through in regards to this energy for what you need to be able to move forward within your love life, is that there is this energy that you're kind of being very ferocious, and it's not really a time to be ferocious. It's kind of a defense mechanism is what's coming out. And so that's why it's asking you to connect with that beastly side, because it's already showing itself. And so the more that you try to hide it, the more it's going to kind of take from you rather than give to you. So it's time for you to just flip it on its head. So we're not saying like you need to become like truly a beast, truly an animal. You are still human. There are still certain things, certain rules that do apply to you, especially within society. And so definitely honor those moments, but there is something about honoring the beast that is inside of you. And a lot of times connecting with your physical body is a very big way to do that, because that is, everyone has a physical body, animals, humans, and that is how we started at our very base. And a lot of our basic instincts are around taking care of that physical body. So I would encourage you, maybe understand a little bit more about your diet, understand how you get that diet, understand how it goes. And I don't know why a joke just came through. It was just like, yeah, I really just hunt down that prepared rotisserie chicken at the Safeway market. You know, instead you can maybe understand a little bit more about where that came from, what it would feel like to be a predator in that sense, and to truly have that energy exchange with said chicken. So that's a little bit however you want to take it, but ultimately this is still just a call saying that it's time for you to connect to that internal self, that more basic self within you, because as you are running yourself ragged, you are not allowing yourself time to breathe and time to rest, and that is a natural part of nature as well. So this is kind of just bringing it further and further to the point that you need to get into nature and you need to connect with a very deep ancestral side of yourself. It's not saying that you need to let loose, it is simply saying that you need to connect and understand. So going further into our love tarot, we did have a card jump out for us today, and it was the Strength card, and it came out reversed, which is a very purposeful thing, because all of these cards are not in the deck at all reversed, so it has to take a lot from spirit in order to truly show us a reverse card. So with this, it's very interesting that we are having this card come out too, because it does have the lion on it, which is a natural beast, like king of the jungle, as they say, even though that's not true. Anyways, getting hung up on the wrong things. But there is a comment here around the fact that you have been ignoring the simple facts within your love life. You have been ignoring simple facts within your relationship. If you are in one, you have been ignoring what you have been doing within your partnership or within your life to gain a partner. So this is a time to also connect with understanding about what you want and how you're truly moving forward to get it. So it brings us back to that like predator conversation, which we're gonna step lightly on, right? But there is this sense that you essentially are not chasing anyone, you are not going after anything, you are not being very active and engaged in your relationship, whether that be just within your single life or whether that be in an actual relationship. The other thing that's coming through is that there is a sense of lack of courage. So there is something coming through about not speaking your mind and not speaking up with your words. It sounds like someone needs to confess something, honestly. It sounds like there is something that has been hidden deep inside of you that has been trying to come out, and you've been trying to hide it for so long, and instead, so long can be relative, but instead it is just continuously there, pushing, getting bigger if anything. And so now that's why you're becoming this more ferocious, because you've been very focused on holding back something within yourself that you're not meant to hold back. So definitely explore that a little bit more, understand what exactly wants to come out of you. What do you want to say? Maybe there is a certain action that you want to take. Maybe there is a very brave step that you need to take in your relationship, in your life, in order to get the love that you deserve. Okay, and then coming out into that next, we do have the Hermit. So this is very interesting. So especially if you are within a relationship, this isn't saying necessarily like, oh no, you need to be alone by yourself right now. This is instead saying that you have the you have the ability within you to get to where you would like to go. So you are not needing to seek any outside validation, everything, and it comes back that what you're pushing down internally. So whatever you're pushing down internally is asking to be brought forward, because that is a big part of the Hermit card, is that it's about going deep inside of ourselves so that we can better bring out our more natural, true selves into the reality. So this is just kind of echoing the fact that you haven't really been being very true to yourself, and this is asking you to find that bravery within you. And if you need to take a moment alone, maybe whisper to yourself in the dark to really like work through those moments of anxiety, because sometimes it's harder to say something out loud in general. So maybe like writing it down could be a first step. So this is letting you know that you can take your time. It's really more saying that you are exploring this for yourself right now. So if you already recognize like, oh, I do need to confess this has been bothering me for a very long time, this is letting you know that you don't need to make a huge giant step right now. It is saying that you just need to recognize it within yourself first, and after you do that, then you can bring that external partner, then you can bring the world into this moment, into this realization, and you can start to find that bravery. They're not asking you to take a giant leap of faith, they're simply asking you to trust yourself and trust that you are perfectly great the way that you are and the way that you feel, that the way that you are and the way that you feel are valid. So someone needed to hear that. You are valid. All right. And so next we do have the Star coming out for us. And so especially here, we are seeing that there is this need to balance between the emotional and the physical. So again, what are you denying within yourself? What are you not allowing to heal? What are you not allowing to come out and be poured out onto the ground, into the earth? What are you not allowing nature to naturally take over and heal for you? Because that is actually a big part of her, is she is pouring out these urns. Normally it's like one on land and then one in the water. But the point is, she's pouring out these urns, she's pouring out these troubles from within her. Again, something coming up from inside of yourself, needing to be expressed, and releasing it into the higher source, higher self, whatever, however you identify. This is just asking you to trust something bigger than yourself, or simply to trust yourself that when you release it, you will feel that sense of unburden, and you will start to go back and understand a little bit more about yourself, and you will be able to better work within this world. That's what we were talking about with learning about instincts, bringing your intelligence until it becomes intuitive. And so that is what you're learning over the course of this week, and that's what you're doing within your relationship. So if you are within a relationship and this is all coming here, you still have something to confess. So there is something that is being uneven inside your relationship because you're not allowing yourself to be a full partner, and you're allowing yourself to be honest with yourself, so therefore you are not being honest with your partner, and they may very well be picking up on that. So this is definitely a time for you to at least recognize for yourself so that you can better recognize who you need to talk to in the external. Again, this is just small steps. It's just really recognizing what's inside of you so that it can be heard and felt, and so that you can feel valid again and not panicked. So now let's go ahead and take a look into our true love reading cards. So first we do have creativity. So I really enjoyed this, especially since most of this reading is about you and getting into that more internal side of you. And so this is letting us know that you can find creative ways to better express yourself and to connect with those more basic instincts. You can find creative ways of exploring the shadow work side of you, which at the time of this recording we are going into waning moon phase, which is a perfect time to work on shadow work. And so with that, there is a lot of things that you can do in regards to creativity and unleashing, or not unleashing, but uncovering what lies beyond. And so there is, I'm being drawn to this spiral. So there is this need to really go inward again with the Hermit. Yeah, these messages are all going to be very similar and just giving you like little ideas on what you can do. But the main message is going to be here. You are ignoring something very deep and ancestral inside of yourself that needs to come out, and it is time for you to truly confess how you feel, because it's only going to make yourself better and it's only going to heal the situation. Okay, so if you think it's going to make a situation worse, it's not. It's only going to heal the situation. We always see the star for healing. Okay, and so this is encouraging you to just be creative when it comes to that, to find different ways and outlets. So it's not necessarily saying like, oh, you need to paint it out, draw it out, write it in the journal. It's just saying maybe don't do your usual coping mechanisms. Maybe find a different way to cope and just try something new, especially because as you allow yourself outside of that box that you're trying so hard to contain, you naturally will gravitate towards something that lets you release these feelings and allows you to truly be able to express what is needing to come out, okay? And then next we do have intimacy. And so very important, because that is, wow, okay. You are needing to be intimate with yourself and understand what you are needing more of out of yourself and out of life. And then with that, you're able to loop in your partner, and that is a very intimate conversation, especially if for any reason you are unhappy and you're needing to express that, because a lot of times that's the hardest conversation to have with a partner, is when you're unhappy. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the end. For all we know, the way that the conversation goes is that you're able to have this intimate conversation. Allow them to rest in between if you need to. No matter what, it is breaking down a barrier that you have built up because you've been trying to cage this beast. And so instead, you're allowing this barrier to come down, and it creates a very intimate conversation and time with your partner or whoever you are sharing this information with. And so something too coming through, this is very big in shadow work, is mirror work. And so looking into your eyes as you're doing mirror work and talking to yourself may be something that you would want to do, maybe a creative approach for you. But this will help you just to break down those barriers so that you can further have a literally love come into your heart. And because this is what this reading is about, is how can you get that love that you are needing? How can you connect more with your twin flame? The other thing that needs to come through with this is the fact that these are twin flame readings. And so no matter how this message is resonating with you, your partner, whether you are in connection or not, is going through something very similar. So the longer that you don't work on yourself and continue to push down this energy, the longer your partner will do that. Again, this is just how twin flames are. So you don't need to know each other. This is just something that you can take for fact, because that is how the relationship lines up. It's very parallel until it intersects. Okay, and so now we do have some heart and soul cards to send us off. So both of these may resonate with you, or maybe just one, but definitely take them how you will. I come to awaken sleep in hearts. Like a bolt of lightning from the astral world, I appear as inspiration, a dream or idea. I fill your heart with creative light and illuminate your mind so that the universe and all creation can find a space within your soul. This is the time for dreaming big. The possibilities are endless. A new phase begins and brings with it new opportunities. This is a lucky and prosperous time where much that previously seemed impossible now is possible. Doors previously closed now open. Your world is full of light. Wow, so some big opening messages there. And we started with the imagery of this beast being caged, needing to be brave, and we've slowly built into, actually, let's actually follow this real quick. So we went, saw the beast, we're like, oh, we're pushing that beast down, we're not paying as much attention to it, we're needing to be brave, and we're needing to confess something, to the point where, all right, it is very internal, we can take our time, and as we do that, it will naturally come out and we will start to shine again into a star, right? So if you're really going to start shining from within, you start to become a star and you start to naturally heal. And then with that healing, or in conjunction with that healing, you're finding your more creative spirit, you're able to tap into that more intuitive higher self, and you're able to become more intimate with yourself and with your partner while allowing these doors to open wide for you. Okay? So definitely take this however it resonates. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and please don't forget to comment to gain support from a like-minded community. And I will definitely see you next time. Blessed be.